Hey everyone, this is the Spoon Dude back with another Marvel Legends style DC custom action figure. This time we're taking a look at my custom Flash figure. When making a Justice League, Flash is a must-have. I decided to go with the Wally West version as he is objectively and unequivocally the best Flash ever, and if you disagree, you're wrong. I did grow up with the Wally West Flash, so I might be a bit biased. Anyways, I used the Marvel Legends Sunfire figure as the base body because he's already all red plastic. Like how I explained with my Wonder Woman, this meant I didn't have to worry about paint rubbing or joint prepping because the figures is already cast in the color I needed. All I had to do was use acetone to remove the Sunfire costume details and then touch up some of the areas that the acetone didn't quite reach. And yeah, all the red was pretty much accounted for after that. The only parts of the figure I had to heavily sand and prep was the ankles, as those were still red plastic, but I needed to paint them yellow. And being a running character, it's important he doesn't have paint rub on his feet. I sculpted all the Wally West specific costume details. So compared to the Silver Age Barry Allen costume, you can see here with the DC Icons figure I had, my Wally West custom has thinner, sleeker lightning bolts on his arms and the waist. I also went with this simpler version of the logo. I really wanted to make clear that this was specifically Wally West. Again, he's the best Flash, but also so it differentiates my custom from this pretty awesome DC Icons figure. So I made two heads for this figure. The first was the Sunfire head that I heavily trimmed down and sanded and tried to reshape into the Wally West mask from the 2009 Flash Rebirth storyline. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Flash design. You'll see that this mask is distinct for Flash as his nose is covered more like a Batman cowl and he's got the whited out eyes. It's a pretty cool look. Unfortunately, I'm not particularly happy with how the figure came out. The head didn't give me a lot to work with. If you look at that design of Sunfire, like he has just a weird mask, it doesn't really lend itself to being a Flash head. I had to cut off a bunch of the pieces and like resculpt the jaw and stuff, and I don't know, it just wasn't my best attempt. So as I was working on this 2009 Rebirth head, I decided to make an alternate head just in case I didn't like how the Sunfire head turned out. I used the Quantum Suit Captain America head sculpt, which was pretty fitting for Flash. Captain America has a decently similar mask to the Flash. All I had to do was smooth out all the movie helmet details and then extend the mask a bit down his cheeks, to look like the Flash. To further differentiate this head from the other one, I kept the exposed eyes from the Captain America sculpt. I did repaint it though. For both heads, I did the ear thingies. I don't know what you call them, the lightning bolts, the wings. I did them the same way. I sculpted the circles on his ears and then used the same kind of dental flossers I used for my Batman ears, cutting them to the same shapes and then sticking them to the sides of the heads. I know they're not quite accurate to any comic. They don't quite look like wings or lightning bolts as they should, but I think they work enough, you know what I mean? You can see that his silhouette is still distinctly the Flash. Painting was super simple. Like I said, I kept the red of the Sunfire body, so really I only had to paint the yellows. For his boots, I primed them a pale yellow and then brushed the main yellow on top. I decided to prime them yellow first instead of just directly going with the brush, because I knew that if I started just with the brush, the paint might be too thick and not quite as smooth. Using the yellow primer, I start with the base color being a lot closer to the yellow, so that it's then pretty easy to paint the darker yellow on top. The lightning bolts and logo were pretty straightforward. For those, I did just hand paint them with the brush. I had to paint the heads the same kind of red as the body. It wasn't too difficult though. I just started mixing red and black until I got the right matching color as the body. I painted the flesh tones the way I always do, with the reddish flesh tone as sort of the base coat and then dry brushing the lighter shade on top. And then, of course, the lips being distinguished with a pinker shade. The Captain America head that I used, I repainted his eyes into the Wally West green eyes. mixing some silver and blue and yellow to get that metallic green. It might not be that easy to tell on camera though. Overall, this was a pretty basic custom. It's not my best one, but I do like how he fits in with my other Justice League and other DC character customs. Like with Wonder Woman, I'm happy that this custom doesn't have any sort of paint rub, and that's of course because of the base body that I chose. So, if you like this figure, make sure to comment your thoughts below. Let me know what you thought of the video as well. Leave a suggestion for what DC custom I should make next, and I might just make it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching.